Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. I hear you're looking for something a little bit stronger. Yeah, that's the word on the street nowadays, isn't it? Everybody wants a fragrance that's like 12 plus hours longevity, maximum projection. You want a fragrance that when you spray it on, it's gonna cause your eyes to water, just instantaneously. Your nose starts running, people around you start collapsing like a chemical weapon has been set off in the general area. And by general area, I mean within 100 yards or meters in all directions. Yeah, yes, that seems to be what's popular right now, right? Everybody wants a beast mode. Beast mode. A versatile fragrance that lasts 6-7 hours that doesn't choke people out. Who wants that? That's stupid. No, I want to assault people mentally with what I'm wearing. Nice. But yeah, in all honesty, powerful fragrances, beast mode fragrances, those have been popular since the beginning of time. So it's not really anything new. It's just people talking about it a little bit more now than maybe they used to. So I asked you guys a couple weeks ago, what is a fragrance that truly impresses you because of its power, its projection, its longevity? And I have 12 of your answers, 12 of your choices for just some really impressive, powerful scents that'll take your breath away, just knock your socks off. And everybody else that's remotely near you. Some people are gonna be ruining the day that they came into contact with you guys. These are all linked down below in the description. Also, if you would like some codes, pause the video, we've got some for you here, including some new ones. Yes, they keep coming. The Lucky Scent code 2023 Gents, that is extended through September. That'll get you 10% off Lucky Scent, wanna let you know that. There is a new code for Beauty the Shop. Gents Scents is the code for that. GENTSSCENTS. Got two S's there in the middle. That gets you 8% off. And Max Aroma has given me a 20% off code, which is Gents20. I like that. I like keeping it simple. 20% off. There are some brands that doesn't work on Max Aroma. If you're shopping for something that code doesn't work, the code Gents10 will still work for 10% off. But for a whole lot of the stuff they have on the website, Gents20, 20% off. So save even a little bit more money if you're shopping at Max Aroma. So there we go. I know it's a lot, man, but there's so many codes out there. Okay, got some of your fantastic choices right here that we're gonna go through. And I had to scroll for a while for some of these because a lot of the ones that were the most upvoted are the ones you would completely expect that we've seen a million times. So I wanted to get some other ones on here. But it's up on the community tab right now if you wanna check it out. The first one comes to us courtesy of Levi Vectimov 4838. Levi Vectimov, did I get that right? I think it feels close. Out of what I have experienced, it's got to be Amen by Terry Mugler. For me, I spray once and it fills up the whole room and it lasts 24 hours plus. So our friend there has got just some apocalyptically powerful Amen. Now, to be fair, when Amen very first did launch, it was insanely powerful. I remember the first time that I smelled it, it actually reminded me vaguely of like asphalt, like when you pour asphalt and it's still very hot and has that very particular scent profile. It reminded me of that. It doesn't pack the same wallop that it used to, but it still is quite a strong fragrance. It's a classic as well, a modern classic, I guess you could say. And surprisingly, a good compliment puller. I say surprisingly because the opening can be a bit divisive for some people, but once it dries down, it's pretty easy going, all things considered. Solid scent with, frankly, just an amazing line of fragrances that came after it, which are pretty much all discontinued now. Let's pour one out for Pure Malt, Pure Havana, Ultra Zest, and all the other boys. Mugler, you gave, and then you took away. Amen. Then we have one from G Prince 7953. Mancera, Instant Crush. It's a beast performer, he says. And it is, it's a strong fragrance, which you would expect from Mancera. Actually, a lot of Mancera's got votes here. Red Tobacco popped up over and over and over again. So did Intense Cidrapoise. So both of those get kind of an honorable mention. They were actually brought up more often than Instant Crush, but those ones get featured more often in videos like this. So I figured Instant Crush this time. So this one is pretty well known as being a sort of a Baccarat Rouge 540-esque type of scent. It's got a similar scent profile to that one. Nice sweetness, that floral touch, another one that's a big compliment puller, and it lasts, as you said, forever. And in general, Mancera you can typically find for a pretty good price from discounters. 120 mils, niche quality, at an affordable price. Well, a relatively affordable price. Then we have Cam HC8IP. I love these new names on YouTube. Dior Homme Intense. You're speaking my language. It has pretty much the perfect sillage plus longevity profile. IMO. And yeah, I agree with you. Dior Homme Intense, as I've said 52,000 times, one of my favorite designer fragrances ever. One of the most versatile fragrances? No, it's not. It's more of a fall and wintertime, leaning more toward wintertime evening fragrance. It's more of a formal fragrance, but it smells just, that was weird. Smells really good. Love the iris. It's got this nice creaminess to it, sweetness, but not heavy-handed with the sweetness. A little bit powdery, but I don't care. It smells awesome. Dior Homme Intense, 2 thumbs up and 2 toes up, just everything up. Then we have QN, shout out. Hope you're doing well. I want projection and reach, but I don't want it to come across as annoying or disgusting. Imagine that. That gets lost on a lot of people, I think. You gotta weigh the pros and the cons, right? They can definitely smell me. That's a positive. I smell disgusting. Wait, I smell disgusting? Why didn't anybody tell me this? Sometimes less can be more, I know. Anyway, back to the task at hand. So I have always used Tuscan leather. Powerful in any weather, yet sophisticated. Yes, Tuscan leather. This one is for me on the Mount Rushmore of Tom Ford fragrances, which frankly, you got a lot of options for a Tom Ford Mount Rushmore. Let me know in the comments, guys, what would be on your Tom Ford Mount Rushmore? Because I'm sitting here thinking about it. There's a lot of options. Oud wood, Tuscan leather, tobacco vanille, go black orchid. You could put that on there. You go with some of the discontinued ones if you wanted to. I'd throw tobacco oud up there just because I really like it. And then you start branching off into, you know, Neroli Portofino. Does that deserve a spot up there? Yeah. So 4 fragrances, Tom Ford, what would they be? I'm not even gonna mess with that right now. But Tuscan leather, I'm pretty sure would be one of those. Woo! Yeah, it still smells great. I remember the first time I smelled this, it blew me away because it does have that great performance, has that longevity, that projection, that sweetness from the raspberry helps balance out the leather in there so that the leather never gets funky. You know, it maintains its wearability. And with that raspberry, it really helps in the opening just grab attention. Love that choice. CP Fraghead 9625 says, Sauvage Elixir. Fancy seeing you here. Gotta be careful on the trigger for sure, he says. Yes, you do. Sauvage Elixir comes up every time the subject is broached, for good reason. I mean, it lasts forever. It's a real monster. There's a reason that they give you a smaller bottle, at least the standard size, smaller than your normal. It has kind of that classically masculine sensibility to it, the way it comes across. So it's going to appeal to people who, you know, came up wearing fragrances maybe in the 80s or even the 70s potentially. But then it's done in a modern enough way that people who just started wearing fragrances last year are gonna be into it. So really cast a wide net there. And it does have that just unholy, frankly, staying power. So Sauvage Elixir, I know it comes up every time, but it makes sense. Sir C.R. Sniffington, what are you doing here? You pop up every time. It's the combination of the answers with the name, with the avatar. Sir C.R. Sniffington, the MVP of these question and answer type videos. He says, putting aside the obvious choices that we've seen in videos like this 100 times, interlude, red tobacco, etc., which, yeah, that's a good call. Both of those came up a lot. A bunch of people answered those. To be fair, they make sense. To be fair, those answers are perfectly legitimate, but yes. He says, I think Ordo Parisi, Bergamasque, and Megamare represent the strongest citrus and aquatic scents currently on the market. Both are borderline chemical weapons, which a lot of guys out there nowadays would be like, borderline chemical weapons? I don't want that, that's too weak. I need the actual chemical weapons. Ooh, it's all in the air. I can just see the molecules floating around. Yeah, Bergamasque packs a punch. Megamare packs a punch. And some people will deride those fragrances, or really all fragrances from Ordo Parisi or Nasamato, sister brand to Ordo Parisi. They'll deride them as being overly synthetic chemical messes, which there are some fragrances from both houses that can be a bit too much sometimes, but I actually find Bergamasque has a nice wearability to it. And for that matter, a lot of the ones from this house and Nasamato do, especially stuff like Pardon, even Black Afgano, Duro from Nasamato. I mean, even Teroni from Ordo Parisi has some really fantastic aspects to it. But as far as strength goes, yes, this is strong. Is there citrus in there? Yes, there is. May you think, well, a strong citrus, that couldn't possibly be divisive, could it? I would say, try it out. Some people will say, no, it's very easy to wear, and other people will just be gobsmacked, like, I like it personally. JA1212 says, Salvatore Ferragamo, Womo. Love that one. looking good. You still got it. After all this time, you do got it. I say after all this time like it's been out for decades and decades. It's still one of the best projecting fragrances I own, although it gets harder and harder to find. Yeah, that part kind of sucks. You can still find it though. It's not as easy to find all the time as it used to be, because this used to be at every discounter for really cheap, typically $30 or so, sometimes even less. The price has crept up a little bit over the years, and it does sometimes get sold out at discounters, but thankfully, as of this video, you can usually still find that pretty easy. Just not as easy as it used to be, exactly. Lovely fragrance, really nice coffee note. Tiramisu is in here as that coffee sort of sweetness. This one's great for fall and winter time, I think daytime or evening, and it's another one, like some of the others here, that's very esteemed at pulling compliments, if that matters to you. Fragmerican Idiot 5061 is up next, and what does he bring to the fore? What's he got on the docket? He has Guilty, Parfum, and Eau de Parfum. Throwing some Guilty love out there. People love to hate Gucci Guilty, he says, and it is not deserving of the hate. Guilty Parfum is a very nice modern take on a classic barbershop scent. Very high quality and very powerful. The Eau de Parfum is crazy, soapy, rose, vinegar, salty, clean, fresh fragrance that projects nicely and lasts forever. That's an interesting description there. Soapy, rose, vinegar, salty, clean, fresh, crazy. I do agree with you that the Gucci Guilty line gets too much hate. The original Gucci Guilty, that one has been a punching bag, at least community-wise, ever since it came out. Same thing with Gucci Guilty Black, and yet those fragrances still sell very, very well. And that's because they accomplish what they're trying to do, those fragrances, which is be easygoing, clean, versatile, you know, basically the checkbox of things that you go down if you're trying to make something that's gonna sell a lot. And they do it well, Guilty and Guilty Black both. As you said, Guilty Eau de Parfum is an interesting fragrance. It does quite a lot of stuff that other designer fragrances don't do. As such, it's a little bit of an acquired taste potentially. And then Guilty Parfum, yes, a nice, modern, clean, barbershop-esque type of scent. The type of fragrance that could get a lot of use from a lot of people across a wide age range. And for you, both of these massively powerful, which never hurts, I guess. Justin Jackson, 6496, up next, says Black Orchid Parfum from Tom Ford. Another Tom Ford, wow. It is his favorite fragrance, and it's beast mode. It is strong, yes. Oof, yeah, oh, man, it's got that power. It's got that dog in it. So this one being a Tom Ford and being a Parfum version of a fragrance by Tom Ford, quite expensive, both at discounters and at full retail. I really enjoy this one. I actually had this as my favorite designer release the year that it came out, if memory serves correctly, because it's just, it's so good. It's very heavy, it's dense, but it's very well done. It expands on Black Orchid, that line, and I feel like is truly the pinnacle of Black Orchid at this point, which I think is kind of what you need to be shooting for if you're doing, like, you know, the Parfum version, the elixir version nowadays, I guess. You want to really elevate it to the next level, and this one did. Neo Nash Shaggy says, Amouage Royal Tobacco. It hit me so hard it broke my rib. If somehow a fragrance could punch you from the inside, like you breathe it in, you get it down into your lungs, and then it punches you so hard it shatters your rib from the inside. I mean, to be fair, a fragrance could do that. This one could be a candidate to pull that off. It is strong. It packs a heavy punch off the top, man. Yeah. Oof. This is one of those fragrances where, kind of like red tobacco, where off the top, if you're not prepared for it, if you don't know what the opening is bringing, then this could be one of those scents where you spray it on, have somebody smell it, or you spray it on and, you know, people are nearby or something, and they catch a whiff right away, and they just go, oh God, what is that? Ah. It's hideous, because it really just, no apologies, comes straight out. A lot of spices in there. It is called Royal Tobacco. There is tobacco in here, but it's not really the star of the show initially. It's one of those fragrances you kind of have to come around on, or at least I did. The opening there was not to my liking. It was much more pleasant now though, after you know what's coming. As you would expect from Amouage, high quality, long lasting, well done stuff. Just do be aware that it may be one that you need to give multiple wearings before you start to appreciate it. It did win, I believe, Fragrance of the Year when it came out as well, so highly acclaimed. The Fragrance Vol 753. The new Le Male Elixir, must I say more? He says, no, you mustn't. This one got brought up quite a lot as well. This is essentially, as of right now when I'm shooting this video, the most hyped, I guess we'll call it, designer fragrance release of the year. Pretty good reason. I think it smells fantastic. I've been giving this more wear, even though it's summertime. I haven't done a full review on it as of when I'm shooting this. I probably will at some point in the near future, but it just grows on me more and more. It's like Le Male de Parfum taken to the next level. I really adore this stuff. And is, I would say, probably gonna be top 3, if not the best release of the year for me personally as well, as far as designers go. I really dig it. Unless just some Murderer's Row stuff comes out toward the end of the year. This is right up there toward the top. Last but not least, smell gooder. I like that. Smell gooder, man. Come on. You smell like trash. You smell like hogs rolling in dog crap. You need to smell gooder. Can I interest you in a fragrance? I got some great fragrances here. He says, Versace Pour Homme Dylan Blue. Definitely one of my favorite loud fragrances, although if it were louder, I'd be down with that. This one kind of surprised me a little bit, and it wasn't just smell gooder. A number of people said Dylan Blue. Dylan Blue impresses them with the longevity, with the projection. I saw YSL Eau de Parfum up there a couple times. Didn't really see any Bleu de Chanel, and Sauvage, it was always Elixir. So as far as those heavy hitter blue fragrances, it was kind of a surprise to see Dylan Blue popping up more than the others as I scrolled down. Dylan Blue is a really solid choice for a blue fragrance for a lot of people. I've said this a bunch of times, but it's a little bit cheaper than YSL, than Dior, than Chanel, especially when we're talking at discounters. It has the same wearability though. It has that bit of incense in there, that ambroxan, but then also a very appealing citrus opening. Appealing. Ooh. So it gives you that kind of best of both worlds where you can wear it during the high heat months, but also the cooler months, daytime or nighttime. So Dylan Blue wrapping this list up. So there we go, guys. There are your choices, 12 of them, technically 13. I want to thank everybody that submitted an answer onto that post and upvoted other people's. I have another one right now on the community tab of the YouTube channel. So if you want to be part of a future video, you know the drill. Go there, upvote other people's stuff, post your own. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.